Hello, I am Arman Khodaei. I am a 25-year-old autistic. This is a video response to 22 things a woman should know in regards to dating a woman with Asperger syndrome. So this video that I'm making a response to is actually an interview with this writer. Shockingly, I don't believe I've heard of her or her book. I would actually think, I think that this book could be marketed better, and that the word needs to get out. I think that, not having read the book though, I think probably a male with autism or Asperger's syndrome could really benefit from reading the book. I know that she aims it towards neurotypical women who are in love with someone with Asperger's syndrome. They want to make that relationship work out to the best of their ability. Um, but I'm sure that everybody can benefit from the book. There is a slight audio problem um, with this video, not with the guy who's interviewing her, but her. The audio is hard to understand what she's saying at times, so that does make it a little bit difficult listening and to make a response off of that. But the book sounds very fascinating. Um, if I ever manage to get a copy of that book, I've never seen it before, but if I do manage to get a copy of it, I will do a book review and tell you my thoughts on it. And the woman who wrote it is also on the autism spectrum, and but she does aim it for women that are non-autistic. Um, there are some concepts that seemed very interesting. She talks about how people with autism have a desire for a partner, but yet there's this flight or flight thing when it comes to relationships, and I'd say that's definitely true. I could see this girl that I want to approach, and there's this flight or fight aspect always going on, and at every step, do I want to hold her hand? There's a fight or flight thing. Every little thing, it's always a challenge. Then there's the whole I don't want to be with them, want to be with them. I haven't faced this conflict myself, but she describes it. You know, she describes how there's always an internal conflict with people with autism. Um, and she says that women who are dating a guy like this can be very confused and don't understand what's going on. Um, or perhaps she didn't say it, but perhaps think that the guy doesn't have an interest in her. So it sounded very interesting in that regard, and I really want to read her book and see what she has to say. She talks about how there's a autism subculture, like that the people with autism have a different set of values. I think this is usually very true that most people on the spectrum do have a different set of values than people who are not on the spectrum. Um, and she talks about respecting the different cultures, the non-autistic culture and the autistic culture in a relationship, and so that sounded very interesting. She talks about the ups and the downs. She tries to end her chapters on a positive note apparently, but she talks about the downsides of being in a relationship with someone with autism, such as loneliness and a lack of public displays of affection, and acknowledging that autism impacts every facet of a person's life who has it. Um, what I want to say, I just want to get to the good things about. I know the video doesn't talk about it too much, but there are many good things about meeting someone with autism. And I actually, before watching this video, I actually watched another video, and it's kind of funny. The video I watched before about it was talking about how a guy wanted to ask a girl out on a date, um, and he had Asperger's syndrome, but somebody else thought that he wanted to just have sex with her or whatever. And he's like, no, I wanted to get to know the girl, and that's one thing that's very true, that people with autism want to first get to know someone first and foremost. That's the most important thing. It's not about sex. It's about getting to know that person and forming a deep connection. They want that deep connection. That's important. And there's also that a person of autism really does take an interest in someone, that when they're in a relationship with that person, they really are very loyal and are very interested. Maybe at times they might appear not interested. It's just that they're doing their own thing. Like we could be very just really into whatever our interest is, if it's Star Wars or Pokemon or whatever, and maybe we are off on something else. But to us, when we're in a relationship, with somebody, that person is very, very, very important to us. And we do care. Perhaps sometimes we don't know how to show our emotions. Sometimes we're afraid to show our emotions. Like if we show our emotions, there's that fear that you'll reject us, or that society will reject us. We don't know what is or is not appropriate in regards to relationships. That's a very challenging aspect, because there's so much contradictory stuff, and women react to one thing differently. Some women get upset about things, others want certain things, and to a lot of people, autism, this could be very um, challenging aspect. But we do care, and we want to. I think for the most part, we really do want to show our love as best as we can. But we don't want to get hurt in the meantime. We don't want you to break up with us, or we don't want to be ridiculed by other people. Um, for doing something that's inappropriate, like maybe holding hands in public for someone with autism. That could be a challenge because we might think that other people might get offended, and so that's the challenging point. But we do care, and so and people with autism are very honest. Sometimes they can be brutally honest, but we don't play games. We say what's on our mind, and we say it as it is. So there are many great aspects to dating someone with autism, and I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, the book sounds fascinating, and never heard of it before, so I think that the writer should try to get that book out there. Anyway, I thank you for watching this, and I wish you a most awesome day of awesomeness. Thank you.